Eastern Kentucky, where I was raised, where the wildlife and mountains call my name. I was born to hunt, I was born to guide, a camouflage on a rifle by my side. Just good old country boys chasing dreams in the Appalachian Mountains, fields and streams. From those white-tailed bucks strutting toms, the bugling elks that are on the run. Where those dreams are made, the trophies is our game. The TLC Outfitters is our name. The coyotes run all night. It's music to my ears and in my sights. I've got this hunting fever down in my bones. I'm glad my daddy taught me everything I know. From those white-tailed bucks to strutting toms, the bugling elks that are on the run. Where dreams are made, the trophies is our game. The TLC Outfitters is our name. From those white-tailed bucks to strutting toms, the bugling elks that are on the run. Where dreams are made, the trophies is our game. The TLC Outfitters is our name. The TLC Outfitters is our name.
At one of our buddies' house. We appreciate Corey Terry opening up his house tonight. We've had some, over the past couple of weeks, had some internet issues. This whole thing is dependent on the internet and the web and all that stuff. So Prestonsburg has really struggled over the past few weeks, man. And but we appreciate Corey opening up his home to us, and we're set up here tonight, excited to bring you our guest and another good show. We're joined tonight. You've seen these guys before. We're joined tonight by our buddy PJ Collins from Appalachian Pursuit. PJ, thank you for joining us, man. Mr. Deer himself. Love all the information you gave us on deer hunting, man. I appreciate it. Hopefully, hopefully we can do the same tonight on predators. And our very own John Horn. Thank you for coming out. And we got a whole host of people here tonight, man. We should have, you would think our host would have had like a big feast or something for us. You know, his name's Corey Terry. He was on the show a couple of weeks ago.
I offered, but
I love you too, man. Let me tell you something, man. We've had a great week here at TLC Outfitters, and you all get to see those in upcoming shows. If you keep up with the Facebook page, John, myself, Dylan, and Corey got to go up to our good buddies at Double Barrel Game Birds up there, up in Bird Preserve, and we had a great time shooting pheasants, quail. Got to see all their facilities up there, watch the dogs work. And Nate Bentley and Joe Rice really took good care of us. So big shout out to them tonight. Before we get into our show, we're going to be talking about all things predator hunting. Now, tonight's show's Predator 2.0. We're going to be stepping things up. I hope the majority of the people watching tonight has at least tried predator hunting somehow, some way. To me, it is one of the number one things you can do with game management. So I hope everybody's had a chance to get out there. So we're going to step things up and get a little bit deeper tonight into predator hunting and talk about how our great state has gave us another chance at trying to manage, these things that seem to be endless. So we'll be talking about that here in just a few moments. Got a lot of shout outs tonight. As always, behind the scenes, we got our very own Thomas Rainey from Bobcat Sports Live here tonight, helping us out. We appreciate Thomas very much. Also, very own Chris Mead from Mr. Tire. Once again, huge shout out to Mr. Tire, man. Just got a brand new set of Yokohamas on one of our trucks. I know that Dylan's had his truck in the shop. Numerous people's had their vehicles in the shop. If you are looking for a grade A service, man, with some of the best people that you folks could ever find, Chris, Nathan, Delmer, Brandon, all those boys are going to take good care of you down there at Mr. Tire right here in Prestonsburg, Kentucky. Be sure to go down and check them out. Give Chris and his team a chance to price you a brand new set of tires. If you need a brake job, if you need service on your vehicles, shoot, if you just want to stop in and just chat for a little while and see what they have to offer, stop in, give them a call. Mr. Tire, Prestonsburg is the place to be. Also, our good buddy Daryl McCoy from D&D Sports, we appreciate him very much. And also Sam and all the folks down at Ride Direct right here in Prestonsburg, we appreciate them as well. Got some birthdays over the past couple of weeks. Our very own Andrew Guess and Corey Black. Happy belated birthday to you all. Hope it's been a good one. We have just a little bit of news. I'm sure the majority of you all know deer season is coming to an end in about 12 days. So, you know, there's still time to get out there and chase after those old whitetails. And, man, believe it or not, we're starting to find some sheds.
Yeah, I've seen a couple myself.
So they're dropping. So that's something, you know, you got to be thinking about. You know, if you're out there looking to try to, you know, maybe feel, you know, here in zone 4, you get one buck and one doe. So if you've already harvested your buck and you're looking to take a doe, make sure what you're shooting, because you could be thinking it's a big doe, and it could be that buck you've been wanting to grow, you know, over the past 2 or 3 years. So make sure, just because it doesn't have antlers on its head, make sure what you're shooting.
Right.
So, yeah, you want to make sure that you do that. We appreciate everybody tuning in. If you've not done so, please like and share this post. Get the word out there about all things Eastern Kentucky and all things TLC Outfitters. We got a bunch of people here tonight. JC Rice and Tim, we appreciate you tuning in. Hey, Corey, man, hope you're doing well up there in Southern Ohio. Glenn Griffey and Jared, thank you all so much for tuning in. Clayton, James Royal, man, hope that you all are doing well. Bo Smith, Jason Harlow, very good to see you. Our very own Paris, Canada. Miss Barbara Atwood, hope you're doing well. Mike Hackworth, buddy. John Bryant, our very own Troy Horn. Do you know somebody by the name of Richie and Jody Terry?
I've heard of them a time or two.
You heard of them a time or two? That's our host parents. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Kyle, Carter, Todd, Hansford, Amber, thank you all so much for tuning in. Justin and Christy, thank you. Hey man, that's a Nathan Harvest. That's an ugly crew.
That's a rough one.
You know, it's funny, man. You know, when shots are fired over the bow, we got returns. I've tried to get Nathan on here. Maybe he thinks he's too pretty for this shot.
That's what it is. I think he might be a little camera shy.
I think you're right. Hey, man, let me tell you something about these boys. We had a great hunt here on the park, but mobility and powered hunt to help with herd management. We had some folks out, and that's a very great hunt, man, with a good bunch of people. You know, yourself and Nathan come out, Lonnie, a bunch of others, Andrew come out, and Andrew Guest come out and took some pictures. Everybody came out, man, and finally, Richard Roy got his buck.
He got his buck.
So, and how long has he been after that buck?
I guess, well, what was the first year that y'all saw
Oh.
him down here?
You know, I came back here in 2005, so I would say probably 2006 is
It
when we
would've been
started the hunt.
probably around 2008 then, maybe, whenever Richard's first in. I feel like that might be a little long, but it's been close to 10 years
Yeah,
that we've been going, and he's always got a couple does. He's got a few button bucks, but
and
he
I'll
finally
never,
got to mark the buck off of his list.
and I'll never forget that muzzleloader shot.
Oh yeah, 300-yard shot on the golf
And if you
course.
don't
it
believe
happened,
it,
we got it on video.
That's exactly right. I seen it and it's on video. So congratulations to Richard and Dustin and everybody that's part of that hunt and everybody that helped out. Retha, Beth, Ernst, our very own Ernest Collins, thank you for tuning in. John Bright, man, good afternoon. Jason Carroll, Kevin Varney, man, what a great hunt you and your son had. Cody Meade, Josh, Zach, Chad, thank you so much. Corey Terry, our host. Kimber, Jim, thank you all. Cody Hartless and Jill, thank you all so much for tuning in. Stephen, Jordan, John, Ashley, thank you all so much for tuning in. Nathan Hart says, ha, ha, ha. If y'all want to see Nathan Harris on the show, everybody give us a bunch of thumbs up. That's why I want to see some blue thumbs and red hearts if you want to hold Nathan. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
It'll be a good time when Nathan shows up.
Yeah, man. Bobby and our very own Andrew Skeens. Listen, folks, we're going to take a commercial break. We're going to come back here. We got a great show for you tonight. We have got two guys here with us tonight that have hunted predators for years. A lot of knowledge between them. We're going to be talking about some of the equipment sitting up here and also a new opportunity for those that may not know. There's still a lot of people don't know about what Kentucky has to offer for the upcoming months. A new way to get into predator hunting, folks. I'm telling you, you want to stick close. Also, we have a very special treat tonight for you. We've got Miss Emma Barthel's hunt that we're going to show you, and we are so excited to bring that to you tonight from back in cow season, firearm week 2. Man, I can't wait to show you to that. What a great hunt. Folks, we'll be back here in just a few moments on TLC Outfitters Live. Hey folks, thank y'all so much for tuning in to TLC Outfitters Live. We appreciate y'all so much. We are here on location at Jenny Wiley State Resort Park. We appreciate y'all tuning in. If you've not done so, please like and share this post, and let's get all the good news out there about Eastern Kentucky and TLC Outfitters, man. We are joined tonight by two guests. You've seen these guys on here before. Our good buddy PJ Collins from Appalachian Pursuit, and also our very own John Horn. They both have took time out of their busy schedules to be with us. We're going to be talking about predator hunt tonight. Now, guys, I have to tell you, when I think about predator hunting, you two are some of the, I guess, I don't know if I want to blow your heads up too big to give you too much credit, but I know you guys spend a lot of time, and we got some pictures actually that we can show you right here, a little proof in the pudding. PJ, you guys have put a lot of time out there trying to kill these old, what we call fawn killers, these coyotes. And not only that, but we've also got foxes, raccoons, we've got bobcats. There's a lot of things out there, but you guys have spent a lot of time in the predator woods, to say the least. So we want to kind of give some information, some tips and tactics tonight. To maybe help somebody, that's out there. Sound is low, they said.
We fixed it.
All right, never mind. Can hear it now. They said, thank y'all. If there's a problem, you gotta let us know. That's the deal with live show. Hopefully we can say something tonight, maybe help some folks out, or maybe turn them on to get them, out there, if you would. So, PJ, we'll start with you. Kind of give us, just as an introduction, kind of give us an overview of predator season. You know, there's a lot of folks don't know that you can actually hunt coyotes year round.
Right. Yeah. I mean, predator hunting. What initially got me involved with it was something to do off, on the off season from deer hunting. You know, it correlates a little bit with overlaps a little with shed hunting, but it was something for me to do through the winter to get me in between deer season and turkey season, and I ended up falling in love with it. It's one of my favorite types of hunting. Any type of hunting that involves calls, I like a lot. That's why I like turkey hunting, snuff, calling. But there was just something about coyote hunting, just the run and gun aspect of it, just constantly, and it's just intense, fast paced, action packed, and got all the cool gadgets and guns. So everything about predator hunting is awesome, I feel like.
And the gadgets of the whole thing. The good thing about predator hunting is you can actually be real technical with the equipment, but you can also get as simple as just hand calls, mouth calls.
Absolutely.
So mouth blown calls. So that's a good thing about predator hunting. Whatever it is, you want to put into it. John, tell us why you kind of got into predator hunting.
Well, basically the same thing PJ said. Just something to do during the off season. And man, I'm telling you, once you learn a few tips and tricks and figure out what your dogs are doing, it is a blast. I mean, it's just something that it's unreal when you call your first dog in.
It is.
When you call them in, you get that first kill, it's over with. There's nothing no better.
Yeah, in a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
It's so fast.
And I, something that I've noticed too, you can think you have it figured out, and you go out today and have a really good day, and go out tomorrow, totally different hunt, totally different techniques. Everything changes within 24 hours.
I thought, when I first started, I was thinking, nobody predator hunts around here. So I went and bought, I think it was a Fox Pro Spitfire. The cheapest call they make. They don't even make it anymore. It's like $149. It's still a pretty expensive call, but it's cheap for a Fox Pro. And I went out in the woods thinking, I'm going to put on Wounded Rabbit, and every predator in here and just going to come running to me. I think I hunted probably 3 weeks really hard, probably 2-3 days a week before I ever even had a response. And I got lucky and ended up shooting one of the 2 coyotes that came in the first time. I was hooked immediately. 10 yards with a rifle. And I was on the side of the hill in a ghillie suit, fresh cut grass or fresh planted reclamation grass, and that coyote was just running right on top of me. It was intense.
I'm gonna give my age away a little bit. I'll tell you what I started coyote hunting with: a Johnny Stewart cassette caller. And the only thing that can really beat me before that, believe it or not, that they actually had a Johnny Stewart record player. They actually had a vinyl record predator call. Of course, I wasn't in that era, but I did do the cassettes, and we thought we were something with a 50-foot cord. These calls today, man, it's got 250-yard range remotes. It is crazy. We'll get to the calls in just a minute. We got some of PJ's predators, I think, looping right here through. Mm-hmm. And as you can see, PJ has put the stomp on some predators. Now, John, we talked there yesterday about, you had a pretty good, successful 2019. How many dogs did you end up with?
I think around 48.
48. And if anybody knows anything about predator hunting, we're talking about call and shoot. We're not talking about trapping. We'll touch on trapping a little bit tonight, but we're primarily talking about call and shoot. If anybody knows anything about predator hunting, man, 40-some dogs is a good season anywhere in the country.
Yeah, that's a lot of dogs.
That's a lot of dogs. So, we've talked about predator hunting in the past, and we kind of talked about how to get into it. I want people to realize this is something, daytime predator hunting is open 365 days a year.
For coyotes.
For coyotes, that's right. Now, when you get into foxes and you get into bobcats, there's seasons for those, fur burning seasons. But as far as coyotes, I think it's coyotes, groundhogs, and feral hogs. Those are open 365 daytime hunting. Now, Kentucky has actually started something new. Now, it's a new spin for us. It's brand new to us for this year. Kentucky, a few years ago, started a shotgun nighttime hunt, if you would, or after daylight hunt. But now, this year, we got something new. Have any of y'all tried it yet?
Not yet. It's not going to be long. I'll be in the woods, though.
Yeah. So I'm going to read you what the regs say right here. We have got This is what on FW. Now, if you're looking for all the information about state laws and everything like that, go to fw.ky.gov. That's fishandwildlife.kentucky.government. All this stuff's on there. If you want to know anything about any species, how to hunt, when to hunt, all that stuff, it's on there. But here's what it says. So basically, statewide, year-round, it says March 1st, 2020 to February 20th, which is our license seasons, okay? But the nighttime season is a little bit different. It says coyotes may be hunted year-round with no bag limit. A person may take a coyote after daylight hours, except that it shall not be allowed in a county or area where a deer or elk firearm season is open. So we're past that now. Okay, so what that means is you couldn't hunt at nighttime during the late muzzleloader season because this nighttime hunt started December the 1st. A person shall not use artificial light or other means designed to make wildlife visible at night from June 1st through November the 30th. So what that means is that your nighttime season is going to be December the 1st through May 30th, 31st, May 31st. Yep. Okay. Any artificial light or other means designed to make wildlife visible at night shall not be connected or cast from a mechanized vehicle. So that means anything that plugs into like a, like the lighter port on your vehicle or ATV or anything like that. A person shall not use any weapon other than a shotgun on public land. So that means that you cannot use a rifle on public land. So if you go to the WMA, you can't use that. A rifle, the only shotgun only. A person shall not use any weapon other than a shotgun or a rifle of 6.5 millimeter Creedmoor caliber or smaller, equivalent to a .264, .223, and .243 calibers may be used on private land from December the 1st through March the 31st. So that means April 1 through May 31st is shotgun only. Okay. A person using a shotgun shall not use a shell with a single projectile, which would put like slugs out of a mix. Okay. So man, these guys back here think they're fun. Yeah, I tell you what, I would love to turn this camera around and let you see these clams. We got a whole house. Well, we got Caleb Cox and Troy Horn and Corey Terry, our good buddy Andrew Skeen. Everybody's here, man. Good time.
You got Harry and Lloyd back here.
I'm telling you,
My
man.
3-year-old's calling me too, just nonstop. I think he's watching it. Just sitting there, got the phone.
So that kind of lays that all out. Now, there's a lot of moving parts in there. And it's up to the hunter to know those moving parts and know what the rules and regs are. They're all right there on fw.ky.gov. So be sure to check that out. Now, there's a lot, and we'll start the nighttime hunts and work our way down. There's a lot of equipment out there. I looked at a scope the other day that was about $3,000. And you're talking about something that is just unbelievable, man. You got this, I guess you got this, is it infrared light?
Thermal, if it's 3,000.
Yeah, and you can just see it lights up just like, it's daylight. Now, we've got a setup right here on this one, John. Why don't you talk about what we got right here?
That's a Coyote Reaper. It's got, you can change the bulbs out in from green to red. That's usually what I basically what I use on my shotgun setups. I mean, it's simple, plug and play, mount it to your gun, turn it on, basic kill light, what it is. Like I say, it works pretty good. I think you can get one for around, I'm thinking $150, $160. I mean, it's not that expensive.
Right.
But it's a good thing to get you started with.
Now, what kind of range? Okay, so basically what you're doing is you're setting up and you're calling. And you got a red or green bulb, of course, there's different things with red and green bulbs, them being able to see it, so on and so forth. But what kind of range are you going to be able to see, with this setup right here?
That setup right there, probably 150 on a clear night. I mean, no problem.
Right. So that, less than 200 and in. So,
Yeah.
and that's a, here
That's a
in
good
Ar-
shot in the dark.
That's a good shot in the dark. It's a real good shot in the dark. There's other setups that you can actually get that will turn, your existing optics on your rifle into a thermal scope. You've got basically a plug and play that uses infrared light, uses a screen, and it turns that into, and those setups range anywhere from about $150 to $300 roughly, all in between. So that's a couple ways. Now, why hunt predators at night? I know that's a dumb, simple question for some of us watching or whatever, but there may be some folks out there that don't know why nighttime hunt.
That's just when predators are more active. That's when they hunt. It's when they don't get pressure historically. So that has a lot to do with it because they'll hunt today too, but they get a lot more pressure from hunters and just human interaction through the day. So they've adapted to move and hunt at night to stay away from us, their only predator.
Right. Awesome. And your odds? Would you say your odds go up with harvest at nighttime?
Definitely. If you've got the
Absolutely.
equipment, I've never night hunted, so I don't act like I'm an expert with it. But I have shotgun night hunted some, and had a little success with it. Called in a lot of coyotes, but again, the shotgun, you got to get them within that 50-yard range or closer. In most cases, they're really
Almost like
knock 'em
turkey
down.
hunting at night.
Yeah,
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
much, yeah. But you're hunting a wild German Shepherd that's got a nose and a much bigger brain and much better eyesight,
That's exactly
and
right.
he's the hunter himself.
That's right. There's something to make of sitting out there and you're actually hunting a predator at nighttime. And it's a different feeling when you're out there calling, knowing that this thing's going to come in and hunt.
The first time not hunting the show, I got to tell you the story real quick. Every time I get on the show, I do this, but it was good. It was me and Travis Fannin,
Yep.
and we were sitting in a blind, and it was one of those. It had snowed, melted, and then got real cold, so it was like a big ice, crusty snow. And you walk, you just crunch, crunch, crunch. We got in that blind and we had called and had some coyotes respond to us. It probably took them an hour, but they just went quiet and you could hear them, just a whole pack of them. And they run in, on top of us, woo, woo, just yipping. And we turned those lights on those shotguns. We didn't even have time. It was so fast, so fast. We didn't have the lights on. And we just heard them coming. By the time we got the lights on, before we could even shoulder the gun,
There you go.
and our eyes adjust, which 2 seconds, 3 seconds, completely out of sight, couldn't hear them, nothing. They were just in on us and then gone, like in just a matter of seconds. And I learned real quick night hunting. It's not as easy as you think it is, especially with a shotgun.
You got to be quick.
Now, what kind of shot are you using when you're shotgun hunting?
I used $4.
Yeah, $4, and they also make several coyote loads.
Heavy shot, makes
Heavy
some.
shot makes some.
Yeah,
They're really good.
T-shot, it's awesome. It's a little up there in price, but now you can shoot a cow 70 yards with that T-shot.
I use the improved cylinder with usually the heavy shot.
So a lot of options right there. So, would you say that somebody just starting out in predator hunting, would you suggest them to try to give nighttime hunting a try?
Oh, I would think if you want to go out and really make a difference and kill enough coyotes to really make a difference with in the management aspect of it, if you're not willing to trap, that's how you're going to do it.
Here's the golden question. I'm gonna ask you. I want y'all. I'm not looking for anything. I want an honest answer from both of you. Are coyotes, or do you think coyotes? The coyotes are a villain in today's herd management calls. When you're talking about white-tailed deer, when you're talking about turkeys, when you're talking about believe it or not, here in Kentucky we do have native upland birds. We've got there's still some grouse left. We do have quail populations coming back. Are coyotes as big of a nuisance as they're made out to be when it comes to herd management?
Yeah, to a certain extent, but again, it's part of the entire system. So it's not like it's a new thing that there's predators preying upon what we're preying upon.
Right.
But the thing about a coyote that's changed is the ability for a coyote to adapt to its environment and how fast it can do it. That's the problem with coyotes.
For our area, they are
And it's
an
not just-
apex predator.
Oh, in every area. I mean, they're living in suburbs, in cities. They've adapted to live in, back alleys, eating out of trash cans. I mean, they can thrive and not only live, but thrive.
I mean, they're killing people's
Everywhere.
dogs and cats
Yeah.
right off their porches. I mean,
They are opportunistic. They will eat anything. They do not care. They
but
will eat
also,
anything.
the coyote is not your main problem. I mean, you got foxes, you got coons,
Coons are
bobcats.
the egg busters.
Yep.
Raccoons, and I hope, from what I'm seeing and hearing, I'm hoping that, raccoon hunting is coming back. Back when we were all kids, especially when I was a kid, my dad and that generation loved to coon hunt, and now it's kind of gone to the wayside a little bit. Now, we know several people that coon hunt. I think it's an area thing, but not nearly as much as it used to be. So, a few years ago, we had a big distemper problem with raccoons. A lot of that comes to being overpopulated and what have you. So, I'm glad you brought that up. They are problems that exist in the predator world that's just as serious as coyotes. Nest predators, like possums, raccoons, things like that. So that's something to be thinking about as well. And all those things have seasons on them. I want people to realize that just because it may hold the term predator doesn't mean that it's open 365. We are talking about coyotes in general. So, very good. So to find out more about nighttime hunting here in Kentucky, be sure to check out fw.ky.gov. You can go down and see what's in season. Click on coyote, and you can actually read the entire thing that I just read. What I just read you there came straight from the website. A lot of information on there. It's what our conservation officers go by. Everything is laid out right there for you. So be sure to check that out. Folks, we are getting ready to take a commercial break here, and we will be coming back very soon to finish out with these guys. We have a very, very special hunt to show you at the end of tonight's show with Miss Emma. We're going to be coming back here, and then we talked about nighttime hunt. We're going to go to daytime, where I know these guys are experts at. So we appreciate y'all very much. If you've not done so, please like and share this post. Get the word out there. And also, we are headed towards 5,000 likes. We are over 4,800 right now. And when we hit 5,000, somebody is going to take home a fully guided hunt on us of their choosing. So we appreciate all the support and everybody out there. Thank you all so much. We'll be back here in just a few moments with TLC Outfitters Live. It's not working. Deleted a file.
I mean,
Have long commercials going.
No, we playing numbers.
That's
Mhm.
exactly right. Hardest.
CNH Welding of Prestonsburg, Kentucky is Eastern Kentucky's leader in all your metalworking and welding needs. Whether you need indoor upgrades and furnishings or outdoor safety items and equipment repair, CNH Welding has the knowledge and equipment to tackle almost anything. With family first and Christian faith, trust CNH Welding with your metalworking, fabrication, and welding repairs. From handrails, critter-proof garbage bins, and commercial needs are only a few of the tasks CNH Welding can do for you. Give Derek and Sheila at CNH Welding a call today at 606-259-2406 or check them out on Facebook at CNH Welding. Tinsley Custom Wildlife, formerly Central Kentucky Taxidermy, is located in Anderson County, Kentucky, in the heart of the bluegrass, and is surrounded by some of the best hunting opportunities in the southeastern United States. Wildlife is abundant in Kentucky, and there's a great diversity of game to hunt. Elk, white-tailed deer, black bear, predators, waterfowl, as well as many others. The variety of local species in Kentucky provides owner Justin Tinsley with a great opportunity to excel in the art of taxidermy. Also an avid hunter, Justin understands the sportsman's expectations with taxidermy as he prides himself in providing this to each and every customer. Tinsley Custom Wildlife is the only USDA fully certified taxidermy facility in the state of Kentucky. Once your hunt of a lifetime is complete, allow Tinsley Custom Wildlife's award-winning taxidermy to make your trophy into a masterpiece. Give us a call today at 502-680-1022, or you can check us out on the web at centralkytaxidermy.com and at Facebook at Tinsley Custom Wildlife. Hey everybody, welcome back to TLC Outfitters Live. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, please like and share this page. Get the word out there about all things Eastern Kentucky and TLC Outfitters, the lead choice. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Tonight's show is Predator 2.0. We've been talking about predator hunting with two of the best predator hunters I know here in Eastern Kentucky. They've put down a lot of predators, whether it's coyotes, bobcats, foxes, a lot of things. So we appreciate them coming on the show. Now, we've talked about nighttime hunting. Let's move to daytime hunting, because most likely that's where the majority of the hunting is going to take place. For people.
You can do it with your average deer equipment.
That's right. Our number one fan, my mom says the sound's low. Does the sound low? Sound good?
Tom?
All right. How about that? Check. 1, 2. Test. We'll keep talking here and y'all work on it. Now, daytime hunting. So now our very own Tim Fannin said nighttime hunting is the most exciting because they are more vocal for new hunters.
Yeah.
And that's probably true. But now daytime hunting, I think probably is where the majority of people's hunting is going to take place. There's a lot to it, and it's really a make or break situation. You can hunt for coyotes or predator hunt, and I love some of the things you said at the break we want to talk about, but you can hunt predators for a long time and get really frustrated with it really quick.
Yeah.
And just like everything, there's a science behind it. Okay, there's a science behind it. One of you, I don't care which one it is, but one of you talked a little bit about the biology of these predators, especially coyotes, and let's kind of go into some calling techniques and tips and all that stuff.
Me to handle the biology and you handle the calling.
Sounds good.
Probably just anything, understanding how something operates and why it does what it does, it always helps you in a hunting situation. So if you learn the biology of a coyote, then it's going to help you in a real world hunting situation.
Yep.
But I mean, first off, they're pack animal, they're territorial. There's alphas. You got resident coyotes that have territories established that will run in a pack. Then you got transient coyotes, which are outcasts. And these coyotes will travel long distances until they're accepted into a pack. So that's where knowing the biology will help you with calling in regards to vocals. So another thing about biology is reproduction. So, you know, if you didn't know the reproduction of a deer, do you think you know how to hunt in November?
No, sir.
It's no different with coyotes. So if you understand, so coyotes breed between late January to the beginning of March, mostly in February. It could be in that time frame there. And, you know, they only breed once a year. And I think they've got a 2-month gestation period. So within 2 months after breeding, they'll have pup in just 60 days, which is crazy if you think about it.
Yeah.
But, and they'll usually do that in April and May. They'll actually have the pup. So knowing that, so if you're hunting in that early spring, you got pups, pup distress. That's a way to call coyotes in.
Yep.
That's why understanding the biology of the dog will help you with in a hunting situation. But you know, other than that, understanding that they're territorial and trying to determine if you're dealing with multiples or one will dictate how you call to them.
Right.
Because if I've got a pack of coyotes, I know that this is a resident pack that I'm in their territory. So I know that I can aggressively call with coyote vocals to those dogs to get a response from them. So if I'm using rabbit distress right then. And sometimes they'll come barreling in the rabbit. I'm not saying it won't happen.
Right.
But if all three of us, if we drove and spent $100 in gas to get a free $50 bill, it doesn't make much sense.
Nope.
A coyote knows that. There's 4 coyotes, and you got a rabbit down there screaming, and they got to go down a mountain, up a mountain, down a mountain. They are programmed to know they're burning more energy to get there than what they're getting in return.
Yep.
And if you're a species, you don't survive if you do stupid stuff like that.
That's right.
In nature. So you got to know how to switch it up.
Yep.
And understanding the coyote allows you to do that. But that's pretty much it. I mean, you can get online and read about it. I mean, I learned a lot about it in mammalogy in school, and we done some stuff with like predator prey population dynamics, and it was really cool. The cycles of increased predator population because you got increased prey, and then eventually the prey can't support the predators. So then you got more predators than you do prey, and that's when you get that competition. And that's when you start seeing cats and dogs going missing. That's when you start seeing dogs in neighborhoods. That's when you start seeing aggression. And then you get a reduction in the coyote population, and then you get an increase in your prey population, and the cycle's never ending.
That's right.
Hunters help us with that cycle from getting, to where you don't have starving animals, and it's more ethical that way than it is any other way. People understand that.
That's right. And the more you know, hunting is so much more. For some people, it's just going out in the field market. But if you really want to get to it, we talked about this during deer season. Back during our deer talk. If you really want to get down to understanding, and becoming a better hunter, know what you're hunting as much as you can through studying and other people's accounts, reading about it and whatever.
Best resource available.
Got it at your
all you got to
fingertips.
do is just cop it in on something. My buddy's going to make fun of me because they say I Google everything. But
John, let's talk about some calling techniques. Is it just as simple as going out and putting up a rabbit call?
Well, sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not. Most likely it's not.
Right.
I jump to my favorite time of season to hunt. June, July, and August.
I'd say there's probably not many coyotes out there that haven't heard a rabbit call from one of these calls.
Yeah, that's the thing people don't want to do. They don't want to mix it up. I've killed coyotes over domesticated cat sounds. I've killed them over pig sounds. Blue jays. I mean, like I say, one of my favorites between the summer months is I'll run a pup distress, switch over to a blue jay, switch to a domestic cat. And the reason I do that, mainly I'll switch back and forth with the pup distress, mainly the main call I use. And you got those young pups out, they're not street smart yet, they don't know what's going on. So I've called in high as 3 pups at one time coming to a pup distress call. And then I've called in the mommies, right with them. And I called 4 in at one time, ended up killing 3 on that one set. And man, it's exciting when they do that.
pup distress is not isolated to the fall, the spring and the summer, because it works in the winter too.
It works all year round.
So now, when we talk about distress, we're talking about something's in trouble, making a whole lot of racket, screaming, carrying on, whatever.
Wounded
So,
prey animal.
yeah. So, if we're talking about rabbits, we're talking about blue jays, house cat, whatever. These things are either caught, maimed, hurt, or whatever. And what does that mean to a coyote?
Easy meal.
Well, it's easy meal, and then sometimes they think it's their own pups. They're going to come in and check on their pups.
Oh, with the pup distress.
Yeah, with the
In
pup
those
distress.
years, there's like we were saying with biology, there's pups that time of year.
Yeah.
Yep.
So making pup sounds the time of year there's pups, it's obviously going to work good for you.
And sometimes I switch it up as far as running the alpha male, and then straight to a pup distress. She thinks somebody, another dog's in her area hurting one of her pups or one of her litter mate's pups. She's going to come and check it out. That's when your females come out.
So you got somebody listening to our show tonight, and they say, you know what? I got a brand new collar sitting in. I got a brand new electronic collar sitting in the box. I'm going tomorrow. What's their calling strategy tomorrow for early January?
Right now, I kind of run mating sounds right now.
And what kind of sounds would those be? Like, are we talking about barks, hat? What are we talking about?
Yeah, it's really hard to explain right off the bat. I mean, you've got so many sounds. I mean, each cow will make so many vocalizations. It's not funny.
Like we have sounds that we use. You know, we may have a collar with 200 sounds on it.
Yeah.
I've not been able to run every one of those sounds in a real world hunting situation enough to know how effective it is.
Right.
I've got groups of sounds that I'll use that are, to me, work, but it's because that's what I'm using most of the time. So obviously it's going to work most of the time. But I mean, any of your howls and stuff, like female long howl, that's a good one this time of year. The biggest one for me this time of year are yodels and sore howls. Those are big right now. And then doing some rabbit after that. And a lot of times in the mornings and the evenings, you'll get, if there's dogs there, I'm having a really good vocal response with sore howls.
Territorial sounds good right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Challenge howls.
Are you using that pup distress right now?
I end every set with type of stress.
Yeah. Yeah, regardless. That's my go-to.
Okay, so how long is a coyote set? So you're gonna go out. How important is the wind?
Absolutely.
You mean here's another species we gotta watch our scent and the wind?
Much better than a deer. And they know because they hunt with the wind.
That's right.
So they know to check the wind before they come into a easy meal or.
One thing you always hear about is setting up in a crosswind and trying to get that dog to come out. Does that ring true?
Yeah, it just puts them in front of you.
Yeah.
They'll start blowing
I've
down.
had them set. You know, I've set and watched them make 2 circles before they ever come in to where I get a shot.
You know, there's something to be said about Wile E. Coyote. You know, that old guy on that cartoon didn't seem too smart. That's not a real good depiction of how he really is, right?
No, it took me a few
It'd be nice
years.
if there was.
Yeah, for sure. It took me a few years to realize just really how bad I was messing up because, I was a new hunter and I didn't have that experience bank to pull from. But, I mean, I was out calling coyote sign everywhere. Scat tracks. I mean, I knew they were there. You hear them howling at night. Call, nothing. I finally realized that some of the things I was hearing, every now and then I just hear, or just a real shallow, faint alert bark. I didn't know what it was at the time. That was a coyote winding me.
Yeah, you were busted.
I was busted. And didn't know there was a coyote in the world.
Yeah.
And then I learned, okay, so then I could go back to all of those stands that I had done and that I heard that bark at and know this is what I done wrong. This is the way the coyote approached the call. You can go back and look on, a weather app and see what the wind was that day.
Right.
If you want to go into it that far.
Decoys or no decoys?
I use a decoy
I do
during
too.
the summer months. But the winter, not so much.
I don't think it's really needed, but I don't think it hurts. Now, a coyote, when they get, and you don't want them to get right on the call because when a coyote gets too close to a call,
He knows.
he stops for a tenth of a second and then bolts.
Yeah, that's right.
And that decoy makes that bolt a little more, abrupt and faster. You don't get as long of that opportunity to shoot. But now bobcats, I love using a decoy for a bobcat.
Yeah. What's your calling strategy, coyote versus bobcat? So we talked about coyotes. How do you call bobcats?
Rabbit is all I use, or John may use something.
Yeah, I use a lot of bird sounds, mice squeaks. Mainly birds, though, for me.
Birds for bobcats? And of course, you're not going to be using those coyote sounds, those howls, bars, things like that.
I've got some good ones on that one too because I used to predator hunt.
Yeah.
So I would go out and I'd run a rabbit constantly because I was calling in cats and coyotes, calling in more cats than I was coyotes.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, man, that's crazy because I know there's more coyotes here than bobcats, and I was killing more bobcats. You only get through a year, but I only hunt during the winter. John said he hunts most of the year. I'll just hunt a month or two out of the year, and that's all the coyote hunting that I do. But I love it.
Yeah.
And I hunt hard during that time. But it's just crazy how everything is set up with coyotes. And I don't even know where I was going with it there. I about lost it. When I was even going.
That's sign
It
of
was a
getting
good
old.
one. It's a good one, but forgot completely where I was
That's
going
a sign
with
of getting old, PJ.
it. Definitely.
All right, so we're talking about a stand. So you're going out, sitting down. We covered this before in the introduction. I really don't want to get to that, but how long are you sitting? So, and here's another question to you: continuous calling, working that collar on and off. Our radio Corey Blake said he likes to start off low and then increase the volume. What I like to do is I like to start off low. Take a pause, come back, make sure they're not come back a little bit louder. But then, instead of coming back just as loud, I turn it back down because in my mind, if there's a dog there, he's closed that distance. He don't need that loud back. What's a stand set for you, and how long?
Mine typically depend on if I'm having them bark back. If they're not, I usually 15 to 20 minutes set top.
Yeah.
But I'll switch up.
When I first started, again, I was telling you I done straight rabbit. That's where I was trying to go a minute ago and completely lost my train of thought. Using rabbit during a stand, 15, 20 minutes, and then I'd hit a coyote vocal to stop, just see if the coyote would respond so I know if it was there. And then a bobcat be 15 yards from the call in the brush and jump 6 foot in the air when that coyote vocal goes off. That's where I was going with that. So sometimes if you're hunting, you're either hunting coyotes or you're hunting bobcats. You can hunt both.
Right.
But it's better to go after one or the
That's
other.
exactly right.
But my stand's rabbit. Usually I'll start, if I'm hunting coyotes, an area I can see big, I know there's coyotes there, I'll usually start with a yodel or a soar howl. I'll usually give it 4 to 5 minutes. I'll go into light rabbit, low volume in case something's close. And then I'll pause and I'll increase volume. A lot of times I'll get the pitch, I'll change the pitch, higher frequencies versus lower frequencies. I use a Fox Pro, so they've got that Fox Fusion, which I've had some luck with. I've got that same call, the Shockwave. Fox Fusion will allow you to blend 2 sounds.
Yeah.
So I'll do like a dying rabbit, and I'll do the fusion with like coyote growls or something over top of it. It just sounds like an attack or a coyote fight over top of rabbit.
Yeah.
And then I'll always end, if nothing showed up at that point on a coyote stand, I'll end with pup distress for 3 or 4 minutes. And I don't know how many times I've went through all that. And then pup distress and had multiples come right in.
Right.
I mean, sometimes it takes one thing to trigger them.
Yeah. They're looking for something. We can sit here and talk about calling all night. I mean, man, I love it. Where can people find out more information? Where's the go-to source for finding out about how to call predators?
I started out with YouTube myself.
I was about to say, I kind of am a fanboy. Tooth and Claw TV, man. That guy,
that dude
kills.
knows what
He's got a good last name, too.
Yeah, Collins. Of course.
He is the coyote killer.
We want to get
Man,
him on the show. I've talked to him a little bit, and we want to get him on the show, man. Let me tell you something. That guy can flat out.
A lot of my calling sequences come from John.
Yeah, he
I
knows
mean,
what he's doing.
I mean, you don't kill that many coyotes consistently in daylight unless you are doing something right.
That's exactly right.
He's probably got great areas, and that has a lot to do with it. He
Yeah.
knows how to rotate his farms. You don't overcall them. You don't kill that many coyotes unless you know how to.
That's exactly right.
You can learn a lot from that one.
So we've got a couple calls sitting here. I do have to touch on this, then we're going to have to go to our hunt. But we got a Fox Pro Shockwave here. Of course, now this ain't even top of the line anymore. They've come out smart. And then you got an Alpha Dog over there. So many different calls. Does it take a huge price tag to be a coyote?
It can and it can't.
I mean, it depends. I mean, if you're one of these guys that want to go full bore, it's going to be expensive. But now you can go out typically with $200 and get started.
And you can use your
have a
deer
great
rifle.
call.
And in daylight, use your deer rifle.
Yeah.
And hand calls. And that's what I initially started was with a hand call. I didn't have any success, but it gets pretty old blowing it.
But well, you get
With
some good lungs going on with
For
those
sure,
Haydale.
They don't work
Rabbit
in these
distress.
mountains, so by the time you get to the top of the ridge, you don't have much wind to blow into that call.
That's right. This thing here's got a
Fox jack.
Yeah, Fox jack. Right. I'll even put a decoy on there, and you can work it 250 yard remote. I've not used the Alpha Dog. That's the one that, and then you got Lucky Duck calls. A lot of people's going to now and stuff. So
New sounds.
yeah, new sounds. These are programmable. You can actually hook them up right to your computer and pick what sounds you want. So it's actually pretty good. And also, you better check out your laws about what kind of cars you got on there during what time of year, because there's a lot of animals you can't use or have calls with. So.
And you could do a lot of people that predator hunt. That's got these electronic calls. Another thing that more people really need to do around here is crow hunt.
Oh my God!
And you can do it with them calls, man.
Yeah.
You can have a blast. Now they're you would think they're immortal or they wear armor or something. Because a crow's the hardest thing I've ever seen to shoot out.
More
there.
than those geese.
They're pretty tough to shoot out there. I'm telling you. Or maybe I just can't shoot, which there's a good chance
Well,
of that in regards to wings because I don't shoot.
I really question our group's shotgun abilities over the last 2 or 3 weeks, just to be honest. So, our son Nate Bentley over here. Nate Bentley and Joe Rice made us feel really good yesterday on the bird hunt we took. But it's been something with that steel shot, man. In closing, boys, if you could give one piece of advice. Now, we're not talking about introductory level, we're talking about 2.0. If you give a piece of advice to somebody who may be struggling or whatever, what would it be, John?
Don't be afraid to switch up calls.
We could use the mic. There's different mics you could have.
You're turkey hunting and you're hunting turkey that has a better sense of smell than a deer. All rules apply.
Absolutely.
With emphasis on overcall.
Yeah.
You can't overcall cows because they're smart.
They are smart.
They are smart.
Yeah. Would that be your advice?
That's my advice. Don't overcall areas.
Do TLC
Don't hunt
commercial.
every 3 days, every
When
4 days, and
transition.
you might have some success doing that, but you're burning your
Go to
property out.
ATM.
You got to rotate them.
We see it.
You
If
got
you
to
just do a
rotate them.
one commercial,
And,
just flip
I'm
back
going
and
to beat
forth.
John to the punch. I have to on this one.
You know what I'm saying?
If anybody's got any coyotes and some property to hunt, you can reach out to us on Facebook and we'll definitely try to thin out a couple of coyotes. So I enjoy hunting. I do it for fun, and you know, between John and I both have a lot of experience, I think, with predator hunting, at least in our region. A lot of people don't hunt coyotes in our region, but they do in central Kentucky and western Kentucky. Again, because of the terrain.
Right.
And populations are lower too.
And I tell you what, if you want a real hunt, if you think you're a real hunter down in that flatland, just come up here in this eastern Kentucky.
We do got a healthy population of cats, though. So
We do.
we got the diversity. Now they're hard to get.
Oh, you got right here, John. That looks like TLC Next Gen.
That's future generation guide right here.
That's right. That's little Andrews who that is. All right, folks. I tell you what. Thank y'all so much for all your knowledge, and thank you for taking the time. It's all about getting the information out there. We want people to be successful. We want people to get out there and hunt. And when it comes to coyotes and predators, we need all the help we can get, man. Because I can tell you right now, they're winning the battle as far as population goes.
There's not enough. Nobody traps anymore. That's
right.
the biggest thing. Nobody traps anymore, and the success rate is so low daytime.
We're going to save the information. I'm trying to get Darren, our good buddy Darren Ward, on here. You talk about a trapper. If I can get him back on here, man, you can actually go back several shows, and Darren is the man. He releases more young bobcats than people probably in 1 year than people will catch their whole life. So trapping is another thing, snaring, and we'll get him back on here and talk about that. Folks, thank y'all so much, man. I appreciate y'all's time. Appreciate everything that you do. Thanks for the support. We have got a very special hunt to show you. We finished up a really successful elk season here at TLC Outfitters. I had a lot of ups, had some downs, had some things. The facts about elk hunting in eastern Kentucky in 2020 and the years on, is that sadly not everybody is going to be able to kill an elk. Whether you go guided, do it yourself, or it's not like it used to be. And we try to tell hunters that, every hunt we put our absolute all into. Sometimes, most of the time they work, majority of the time they work, but sometimes they don't. But I have to tell you, when I got a chance to go out with some, I don't even want to call them friends. They're our family from central Kentucky. When Andrew Skeens and myself got to go out with our very good friends, the Barthels, on 11-year-old Emma's hunt, man, it was absolutely amazing and nothing short of what we thought. We got to record a lot of that and do some talking and do an interview. It's going to be about 20 minutes. We're going to go over tonight, but I tell you what, it's worth sticking around. Here's Miss Emma's hunt. We're so proud of her, and thank y'all so much for joining us. Good morning, everybody. It's day one of Cal Firearms Season 2. It is a crisp 12 degrees outside, and we are on a very special hunt this morning as we are going with our good friends, the Barthels, TJ, Laura, and the babies. Emma, 11-year-old Emma, has got the tag today, and very special hunt to us all today. I was actually scheduled to go with somebody else, but our
my best friend, like a brother to me. They call him Uncle Matt. He had to have surgery just about 2 weeks ago. So he actually is going to go with them and their dad and whatever. But we get to go this morning, man. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be part of this hunt. You know, since the draw, since knowing that my uncle got drawn and Emma got drawn, and these 2 hunts have been so special to me. To be part of something that is so special. That's what hunting's all about. That's what this whole outfitter thing's all about. It's not just a, you know, client to outfitter deal or a business deal. This whole deal is so much more. And I'm gonna tell you something. TJ and Laura and their kids, their family, Matt and Jill Woolwine, man, they are all so special to me. And like they're my family, and you know, family and friends and great outdoors. That's what this thing's all about, man. And I'm just so blessed this morning to be part of these people's lives and to be able to be part of this hunt. So we hope to have a short hunt. We kind of got these things pegged out the last couple of weeks, but now you know how elk hunting is. You know, they're here yesterday and gone today. So fingers crossed. We hope to have a good, safe morning. The roads are kind of bad. We had about 8 inches of snow Christmas Eve. So we'll get after them this morning, and Lord's will, we'll be able to have a successful hunt. So y'all stay tuned. You're watching TLC Outfitters. Hey everybody, it's Trinity Shepherd, and we are here with the lady of the hour, Miss Emma. And this is day one, morning one of Emma's cow firearm week 2 hunt. We are so excited. We got Papa right there, Mama right there. We got our good buddy Andrew right there, and Sissy's in the truck. So we're filming this for Uncle Matt. We wish Uncle Matt could be with us, don't we? We're going to get all this on film and so he can watch, and Aunt Jill too. So are you excited?
Yes.
We are very excited. So we can't wait to show you what Emma gets. Man, well, this is a very special hunt to us. We've been waiting on this for a long time. So we'll get out here, and hopefully they're out here. Andrew's been scouting for 2 weeks for us, and hopefully we got these things pegged down.
That's TLC for you, baby. Less than 10 minutes. Just like that, buddy. Just like that. She's right there.
Wait, I think go get Mom and sister.
Yes.
I knew the way they ran that it just kill now.
Listen, we are literally 10 minutes into this hunt on the first morning, and Emma has laid the smack down on a monster.
Is that a?
On a monster cow.
Is he gonna lay right there?
She has laid the smack down on a monster cow. 10 minutes into this hunt, she had a whole group. How many elk were there?
There were maybe 20.
Yeah, a bunch.
There were a bunch.
And to be able to pick one out and make a shot like that, let me tell you something. There's grown-ups that can't do that. That was an awesome shot, an awesome hunt, and we are so proud of this girl. Right there's Papa. Let me tell you, TJ has worked with these girls. TJ and Laura has done such a good job with these girls. These girls are amazing, and I'm so proud of you. And Uncle Matt's going to be so proud of you too. So we're going to go get Mama and Sissy, and we are going to get hands on this elk, and we'll be back in just a few moments. Hey everybody, it's Trinity Shepherd with TLC Outfitters, and we're here with some special folks today, very near and dear to our hearts, great friends of ours, and feel like family. So we are actually here with the Barthels. Is that how I say it? Barthel. I'm sorry. My Eastern Kentucky coming out there. Barthel. And we've got TJ and Miss Laura. We've got Miss Whitley and Miss Emma here. And of course, Emma got to come down and hunt with us just yesterday. And all of a whopping 10 minutes and harvested a fantastic elk, man. Just a great hunt. So glad to be part of it. And she's worked really hard. We're going to talk to her about that in just a few moments. TJ got to come down in 2016.
I believe 17 is when it came out.
17. And our buddy Matt and him got to go out. And TJ got to harvest a really nice bull on an archery trip. And then Laura got to harvest a cow in 2009. So this family is no stranger to the Eastern Kentucky Elkwoods, and we're just so grateful that they've come our way. Miss Emma is the lady of the hour this time, and we appreciate her talking to us about her hunt. First of all, looking back, what do you think about your hunt now?
It was fun.
It was fun. What was your favorite part about your hunt?
Getting to play in the snow.
Getting to play in the snow. We did have some snow. Christmas Eve, we got a nice little present with about 8 inches of snow here in Eastern Kentucky. And we thought that maybe the roads would be kind of bad and not get to go out, but we got to go out, and it worked out really good. So tell us a little bit about your hunt, how everything went down.
Well, I slept in the car most of the time.
Yeah.
And then when we got there, I got out and got in the buggy thing with Daddy and Trinity, and then we started riding, and then Trinity saw them, and so we got out, and then I got my first shot.
And done an excellent shot. So as you'll see in some of the photos, Miss Emma was using an AR-10 308 built by her father, and we appreciate TJ. TJ is actually a veteran and has served his country, and we appreciate him very much. So he's got a lot of knowledge of these firearms. People are so scared of these rifles, man.
Yeah.
These assault rifles.
Right. Black guns.
The black guns.
Yeah, people talk about it all the time. What they don't realize is that they're designed to have low recoil. So with the buffer spring and the correct brake put on it, it's perfect for her to shoot that size caliber weapon. Obviously, with the 270 and above restriction, we were trying to find something that would harvest the elk humanely, quickly, and not, be hard on her to shoot.
Yeah.
So she practiced all summer with it and got to where she was shooting out to 300 yards. and didn't have a problem at all with the recoil.
Yeah.
So
Shooting out to 300, and lo and behold, you just got to shoot 90. All that work, but it paid off, didn't it?
Yeah.
Now, she shot like a champ. You know, that was a tough situation to put anybody in. You know, we rode up there. Those elk were bedded down, and we got to spot them. We got her out and got her ready with everything the same way that she had practiced all summer. You know, that's one thing we try to preach to everybody. Practice, practice, practice. And TJ got her set up the way that they had practiced. But those elk kind of, by the time we got set up, had went from the bed to congregating the way that they do. And then once they congregate like that, then we've got to worry about, are we shooting at a cow? Is there, you know, make sure that there's not a spike there. Make sure that there's not a elk behind an elk. And all the while, she's standing there, TJ and I are looking through binoculars, he's talking to her. There's a lot of chaos going on at that time. But man, she performed like a champ, and we're so proud of her as she singled one out. We got to stop it, and I mean, on command, you know, the practice that her father and her put into it, I mean, she made an excellent shot. Favorite part of the hunt for me, besides the total experience, is when we asked her, Emma, are you sure you hit it? She said, yeah, I hit it. Of course I hit it. So she performed flawlessly, and of course we got an elk in the back of the truck. Now, it's been a lot of fun spending time with this family here. You know, that's the great thing about these hunts. It's not just outfitting. It's not just client to outfitter relationships. You know, this is family. And when you come and hunt with TLC Outfitters, after that hunt, you know, that's the way we look at everybody. But this family's a little more special than that with all the time. Uncle Matt and Miss Jill has kind of hooked us all up with this family, and we appreciate them very much as well. Now, we've had some good cooking. We got to talk about the cooking. We got Miss Whitley over here, the star chef. And I have to tell you, this little lady over here knows her stuff around the kitchen. And hopefully you'll get to see some of that on some cooking segments she's going to send us. So tell us what we ate last night.
We ate some steak. We ate some elk little steaks, some of the backstrap and some of the tenderloin. And so I cut them up into little like steak kind of bites, and then I just did some seasoning and threw them in the fryer, and we cooked them up.
There you go. And you'll get to see more of that as we get her video out here real soon. Now, we've heard from Emma, we've heard from Whitley, and Dad, let's talk to Mama. Mama, what do you think about all this?
Well, it was a ton of fun. Whitley and I actually got to be there on the hunt too. We were actually just across the field, and we saw them come over the mound, and we didn't hear her first shot, so we didn't actually realize that she'd shot, but we saw the group of elk running across the road, and we were going to try to help cut them off. And but so it was fun to be there and be right there after the shot.
We love when they're close and they're easy load, and that's what Emma provided us that morning. Now, we talk to people all the time about their hunts, about preparation that goes into these hunts. It's so much more than just going out in the field and trying to find an elk. You know, since May, when we found out that Emma got drawn, they have been working, you know, religiously, you know, finding the right firearm, finding the right load. Of course, Uncle Matt helped with that. He's got a lot of knowledge as he's been an elk guide, and he's been down here and has helped several hunters be successful. So he helped with that information. And then shooting, getting ready for situations. But more than that, you know, for the last 2 weeks, we got to talk about our buddy Andrew. Andrew helped us out a lot too, didn't he? Yeah, Andrew Skeens. And it takes a lot of people to do that. He's actually watched these up for the last 2 weeks. And we had 2 or 3 spots. You know, that's what we try to urge everybody that's going, especially on a do-it-yourself hunt. This really wasn't a guided hunt. This was a family hunt. This was a family trip. And you know, if you're going to do a DIY hunt, you got to put the time in and have multiple spots. We knew that if we couldn't get him on that spot, we had other places to go. So now, let's talk a little bit about what you're going to do with this thing. So you harvested it, made a great shot. We field dressed it, got it loaded up. We've even ate some of it. Now what we're going to do with it?
We're going to mount it.
We're going to mount it. We're going to have it taxidermied, right?
Yes.
That's right. So now you get to take that to your favorite taxidermist. You want to take it to the processor. What's your favorite part about the whole thing? The hunt is good, but do you like the meat side of it? You like eating it? You like the taxidermy? What's your favorite part of it?
I like eating it and kind of the taxidermy.
Yeah.
Both of them.
That's awesome. You want to put it beside of Dad's elk? And
yes. It's
Yeah.
gonna go right in the middle.
Right in the middle. And then Miss Whitley's going to get drawn, and she's going to kill a big one with us in the next few years too. Right?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Keep putting in.
Dad, what do you think? What you got left for us? What are we missing?
Nothing. I highly recommend, talking to someone like yourself, TLC, outfitters in general, people with the knowledge, the information down here. We did try doing it by ourselves on our very first draw. Me and Laura got drawn in 2009 for archery. There's just a lot more than what you anticipate. I mean, you really think you can just come into an area, do a few scouting trips, and pick it out. And it takes people that live here, that know these mountains, the coal roads, have relationships with local people. You know, the people around this area see elk just like the guys do, and you guys can make phone calls and ask and questions, and it's that knowledge right there that makes the trip worth it. It's wonderful to come down and spend time with family, but we all want to be successful. And
Absolutely.
That's what it takes.
Yeah, and that's the reason it's called hunting, but we can put a lot of things, it takes a lot of time, put into hunting. Sometimes it's 10 minutes. Sometimes it's, the entire length. Sometimes we don't harvest. It's not called killing, it's called hunting. But, just like you said, if you, and one of the biggest problems out there is that people think that outfitters are against people who want to do hunts themselves. We are not against it. I have multiple people calling. We try to help as many people as we can. I want everybody to be successful, whether they're going with TLC Outfitters or another outfitter or do it yourself. And we kind of, Matt and I, Dylan and his dad got to go to Nebraska, and we went out there and we brought back 4 mule deer bucks. And the reason that we've done that is because the local people there were so good to us and told us, hey, this is what you need to do. We were clueless, so depend on locals. And if you can't get there and scout, do the stuff, hire you a good, reputable guide. So, what about you, Mama? What you got for the folks in closing?
We really appreciate Andrew. He did a great job. It was fun. The girls really enjoyed his knowledge, and he was really into it and supportive. And we appreciate the Woolwines, and we enjoyed our time with them, and glad that they were able to be a part of the hunt too.
Absolutely. Miss Emma, what would you tell kids out there, youth, what would you tell kids about wanting to hunt? Maybe somebody who's not had a chance to hunt, because this isn't your first rodeo, right? You and your sister both have hunted a lot thanks to your mom and dad.
Practice a lot with whatever you're shooting, and practice and make sure you know exactly where you're supposed to shoot on whatever you're killing.
That's right. And Miss Whitley, what would you tell everybody out there?
Whenever you're getting ready to do it, always take a deep breath and know that you're confident, and so then you don't get scared and mess up, because if you take your time and you really line it up, then most of the time you'll get it.
That's right. Boy, you and Uncle Matt had a great hunt earlier this year. We got to show, and I think that I'm going to show that again. And while I've got you here, tell the people what this means. What does this mean? I told the story a little bit through Uncle Matt, but what does this mean when you see that big number 5 stuck up there?
5 shots.
Out of what?
At a turkey.
Which is unreal, right?
Yes.
Unheard of that it gave you that many opportunities.
I know, but I hit it a few times, but not in the right spot.
Right.
Then the last shot I did.
So keep at it and don't give up, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Well, girls, I'm proud of you both. Miss Emma, thank you for letting me tag along on your hunt. And Mom and Dad, thank you all so much for your friendship and for everything that you've done for us and promoting us, okay?
Thank you.
Folks, y'all are watching TLC Outfitters. We appreciate you all so much. We'll be back here in a few moments. Hey everybody, I hope you all enjoyed that hunt as much as we did, man. I just appreciate TJ, Laura, and their family so much for all the support that they have given us over the years. Matt and Jill for all the support that they have given us over the years. And I'm just very honored to be able to be a part of that family and all the great memories that they allowed me to make with them. So big congratulations to Emma. And we love that family very much. Thank you all so much. So this is Mr. Sawyer. Sawyer wanted to show off his muck boots, man. Look at them muck boots right there. Sawyer don't know it, but he's the next gen of TLC Outfitters. And babe, have you had a good time tonight? Yeah? Are we going rabbit hunt in the morning? We are? How many rabbits you gonna kill? A whole bunch? Who's gonna kill more, you or Daddy? You? Daddy will? Folks, don't forget to check out us on check out our website on the web, www.tlcoutfitters.com. Also, if you've not done so, please like and share this post. Get our likes up. We're at over 4,800 likes. Once we hit 5,000 likes, we are going to be giving away a fully guided hunt to somebody of their choice, whether it be deer hunt, black bear hunt, wild turkey hunt, small game behind dogs hunt, predator hunt. Shoot, we may get PJ to take us out and show us how to predator hunt, backed up by John, or maybe even a guided muskie trip. So make sure that you send it to all of your friends' lists. Help us get to 5,000 and then some. We appreciate everybody's support. We will see you back here next week on TLC Outfitters Live. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Hope to see you out in the woods and on the water.
Eastern Kentucky, where I was raised, where the wildlife and mountains call my name. I was born to hunt, I was born to guide, a camouflage on a rifle by my side. Just good old country boys chasing dreams in the Appalachian Mountains, filled with streams. From those white-tailed bucks strutting toms, the bugling elks that are on the run. Where those dreams are made, the trophies is our game. The TLC Outfitters is our